Welcome to Chamber Chat. I'm John Terr, President and CEO of the Boulder Chamber, and I welcome you to our bi-weekly opportunity to have a chat with some of our local business leaders about some of the issues that are important to our economy, to our community, and what they're doing to be engaged with the Boulder Chamber in addressing those issues. But I will say that we've had to come back to our virtual chamber chats. Why? Well, because we are now confronting an increase in the infection rate for COVID-19, and we want to make sure that we are acting responsibly in accordance with public health guidelines. And that means that it's probably not appropriate for me to be sitting next to somebody who is unmasked and having a conversation. So we are back online, and we're going to have an excellent conversation today about workforce development, and in particular, an effort to help businesses retain and attract workforce through a CareerWise program that develops apprenticeships for our local businesses, that helps them draw in talent and train them at their workplace and develop them into potential great employees. And that company that we're going to talk to with today is Lexmark, and we're going to hear about their experience with CareerWise. So really looking forward to that conversation. But first, I have a couple of announcements from the Boulder Chamber. So first, we have our Women Who Light the Community Award program coming up, and it is going to be spectacular. It's on September 30, and we're going to be honoring some amazing women leaders and our business women leaders in our community. And you can either participate in that program live in person, and those tickets are going fast, so make sure to order online, or you can watch it online. And I will tell you that it is one of the most inspiring events, not for the Boulder Chamber, but for our community, getting ready to get to know some of those great Women Who Light the Community Award honorees. So make sure to check that out. It's on September 30, register today. And then, are you looking to grow your business? Well, we have just the program for you, and that is our new leads groups, and we have two of them. One is our Business Growth Network, which meets on every Monday at the Boulder Chamber. Business Growth Network it's called. And we also have a special one for home professionals. And that meets the first and third Wednesday of each month from 12 to 1:30 p.m. at the Boulder Chamber. And these are great ways to network with businesses, support each other in building your business network. So I urge you to sign up and check out the website for the opportunity to participate in these leads groups. And then finally, we're now in league with the Boulder Transportation Connections, as they've now integrated under the Boulder Chamber. And this is a great opportunity for us to celebrate together Bike to Work Day, which is on September 22nd. And we're going to be doing it in high style. We're not only going to have a breakfast Bike to Work Day station, but we're also going to have one in the afternoon. So I urge you, that is on, again, September 22nd. It's part of Bike to Work Month, and that day is September 22nd. So come on down to our bike stations in the morning and in the afternoon on your way home. We want to celebrate that great way to commute to work, but also our relationship now with Boulder Transportation Connections as a partner under the Boulder Chamber in addressing your transportation mobility needs for your workforce. Okay, enough from me. Now let's have an opportunity to get to that conversation I mentioned about our workforce development program, CareerWise, and its apprenticeship initiative. And so no better person to talk about that with than our Senior Director for Economic Vitality, Corine Waldau, who has been championing our workforce development efforts, in particular, our partnership with CareerWise. So Corine, can you just tell us, first of all, just generally about our workforce development efforts and the CareerWise apprenticeship program?
Sure, John. Thank you for having me today. I enjoy being on these with you. I'm really excited today to highlight a program that provides a practical workforce development solution for some of our businesses. We hear from every industry, every business, all levels, what's your number one issue? Workforce, workforce, workforce. It's delaying the recovery. You know, we're having trouble hiring, we're having trouble retaining, we have the great resignation. Please help me. And so the Boulder Chamber, quite a few years ago, under the Boulder Together programming, really dove right into workforce development to help try to create some community-wide solutions within industries around workforce development, ways that we can help businesses access talent and access skill development. So today we're actually highlighting youth apprenticeships. And I don't know many businesses have thought about this, but the youth of today are amazing. I know we've had some interns and some individuals at the Boulder Chamber who I'm just amazed at the skills they bring and our ability to be able to train high school students to receive the competencies we know businesses need. So we know businesses are having a difficult time finding employees with appropriate competencies. And what Modern Youth Apprenticeships does is it really helps develop a solution that addresses this problem. It's not the only solution, but it is a solution. Through youth apprenticeships where students in high school, I mean, the individual you're going to meet today actually did this apprenticeship while he was in 11th and 12th grade in high school. Businesses have this hand in shaping our community's young talent, and the education system is provided applied learning environments for its students. I really want to say that it's really a practical solution for manufacturing, for business operations, for IT, for financial services. We have pathways in all of those areas for youth to help them develop the skills on the job while also in high school. So CareerWise, what is CareerWise? CareerWise is a very valuable partner of the Boulder Chamber. It's a statewide program that took the European model of apprenticeships and tried to evolve it to our local economy. Within Boulder, the Boulder Chamber played a role in helping to try to build this program locally, make it available to businesses like Lexmark and others that are hiring students into apprenticeships. We helped sign up both of our school districts, both Boulder Valley and St. Vrain Valley are part of this program and can have students apply to positions. And we're helping businesses sign up for these work-based learning opportunities that really are training tomorrow's workforce today. So John, I'm really excited. I'm not the main feature of this program today. I did want to explain a little bit about CareerWise, but we have a really great community example today of CareerWise Youth Apprenticeships, someone who's gone through the program, graduated, and now is employed at Lexmark. So let's have you take it away and get to the real stars of the show. But I do want to say that I will close it out with some additional information.
All right. Well, I know you're a star for us in terms of working with our business partners and helping them understand what the opportunities are for these workplace learning programs, and in particular CareerWise through our Boulder Together, I should mention that Boulder Together initiative around workforce and attraction and retention. So with that, I'm going to take that clue from you and dive into this conversation with our partners at Lexmark. In particular, we are very fortunate to have the general manager for Lexmark, Don Knowles, here with us. And Don, if you could please just give us a little bit of background on just some of the challenges you're facing at Lexmark around workforce retention and attraction, and what appealed to you about the apprenticeship program under the CareerWise model.
Well, first of all, thanks, John and Corine, for having us on today. We're glad to share with you a little bit of our experience with CareerWise, and certainly a success story that we've experienced here lately with one of our apprentices. So I first became acquainted with CareerWise a number of years ago. One of their representatives and I were both working with Front Range Community College on actually a workforce development initiative that they ended up pursuing with their advanced manufacturing training center that they've pulled together in Longmont. And at the time, and in fact it remains the case today. And others in industry who hire maintenance technicians understand this very well. We were struggling to attract maintenance technicians to our workforce. So we'd have openings. Trent Peters, the manager of the area, who will be speaking in a few minutes, would basically struggle to get any candidates. So when CareerWise came along and offered the opportunity for this different path, this different way to fill a pipeline of candidates, we were quite excited to work with them. And so we met with them early on. They were very open to the different types of careers that we might be interested in pursuing and that they would then facilitate. Maintenance tech being obviously for me the primary one where we started. So we worked with them. It was initially difficult for us to attract candidates. As Corine mentioned, she has worked with the school districts here locally relatively recently to get them on board. It's kind of tough for a high school student who would need to commute 30 or 40 minutes each way to commit, but having Boulder Valley and St. Vrain now engaged that are maybe 15 minutes or so away from our facility, I think has helped a great deal. And so we worked with them to get a candidate, Chris Brown, who will be talking in a moment. Chris successfully completed the apprenticeship, which was a blend of on-the-job training, high school education, as well as some courses specifically directed toward his field that he took at Front Range. And so Chris went through the program, successfully completed his obligation, and I'm happy to say we hired him, and he's a qualified maintenance technician working for us today. And so that's kind of the story. There are a number of other pathways. Maybe Corine will point folks at a website in a little bit, but there's a number of pathways, and it's just a terrific option as a pathway to get youth into into a career path. So kind of a summary.
I love it, Don. Well, it sounds exciting, and I get the understanding of here's a challenge that you were facing in the workforce development area, and CareerWise was for you an exciting opportunity, and it has been a success. And I want, and I like to hear from Trent in particular, Trent Peters, who is the Lexmark maintenance manager. Trent, my understanding is that you've been working with Chris when he was a high school student. So I'm just interested to hear from you. What was that experience like, and maybe some of the highlights from your work with Chris as a CareerWise apprentice?
Yeah, thanks, John and Corine. It was an interesting experience. The first thing for me was Don sort of covered the difficulty to get maintenance qualified skilled labor maintenance techs in the door and hired. I would say there were times where we would have job postings open for months and not get candidates. So we started looking in different directions. Don had found this program. I had recently come into the department to manage the department, and really kind of jumped in with both feet and went around with Don to different schools. And it was interesting to be in front of young men and women, 16 years old, just got their license, and figure out how you interact with them and pitch a program that could be really valuable in a different path than going to a 4-year institution. We were definitely having trouble getting skilled labor, so it was very interesting. So that was the first thing that was appealing to me. Went through that process. CareerWise is really good with stepping you through working with the younger people and getting them in the program and meeting with you. And they took our supervisors and myself and put us through training programs and what kinds of questions you ask in an interview with that generation, things of that nature, which was pretty exciting. And then we were pretty new in the process, so one of the things that I worked with CareerWise personally was to develop some of the competencies for the maintenance tech position. So it's really laid out on what they'll learn, how we progress through that process, kind of a timeline where we want the apprentice to be after a year and after 2 years, and and working with them. And I was fortunate to have a supervisor working with him as well. So that was nice. And we both participated with CareerWise on kind of setting the path forward. So this was our first ever, I think, at Lexmark Boulder maintenance apprentice type position like this. So it was really good experience. Through the process, Chris, some of the interesting things, he was working through a certification. It's an industry certification, and I think it's known throughout industry, where he was able to get a certification in things that had modules like safety and quality management and manufacturing processes and production and maintenance awareness. So those 4 modules were part of the certificate that he can take anywhere from here. Along with that, as Don said, then there's a continuing education portion, which Chris is now enrolled with at Front Range Community College. So to just see him go through that process and come in here in a real world environment, I guess, if you want to put it that way, be engaged with highly skilled maintenance technicians that I've had around for 30, well, I haven't, but the company has had around for 30 plus years, very skilled, and interact, with those people as well as management. And we're fairly small here as far as number of employees. So Chris interacts with engineers and quality professionals and PhD chemists, and just to see the maturity and the growth over time, and to develop even the soft skills that will serve him down the road, has been really exciting. And fortunately, we worked Chris through the process, and he's hanging in there with us. And just recently, as Don mentioned, we were able to hire him into our maintenance department, and I think the future's bright. We are currently going to look for another apprentice going forward. So excited about that. For me, it's been a really exciting process and really helpful just to bring somebody in and realize that there is a different avenue to get people in the workforce that are well trained and well skilled. And it's just been a really good experience for me.
Love it. Trent, that is such a beautiful story. I mean, you described a similar circumstance that Don alluded to, which is just the real challenge of finding and recruiting folks to fill a particular position in the department. Then just the way CareerWise supported you in the, just everything from communicating, how to communicate with somebody in a youth position, but also just how to establish the relationship, help to develop talent where they can obviously then use that for their future. But it sounds like in Chris's situation, he's moving on. So Trent, thank you so much for being a part of this conversation with me. If you go on mute there, then I think, yeah, there you go. Got a little background noise there. But I will say, just a beautiful story. And it's a great setup then for our chance to have a conversation with Chris Brown, who is now officially a Lexmark maintenance technician. But also, I'll just start by saying big congratulations, Chris. I mean, you are a graduate now of the CareerWise apprenticeship program. And you were able to find an interesting career opportunity with Lexmark, and both of those are worthy of appreciation. So I just have to ask you, young kid and student in high school, thinking about your career direction, what got you interested in the CareerWise program? And before you were entering into CareerWise, what were you thinking about as your career pathway?
Well, the first thing that got me interested in the CareerWise program was the ability to go to school and work at the same time and get high school credit and money at the same time for learning stuff that'll help me down the road. So that was the first thing that struck me as this is a good idea. There's a lot of jobs available around me, and I may as well just go get money, get school paid for, and also make money while I'm at work. So it's a great opportunity to get me, I guess, one step ahead of most people my age.
Interesting. So you're
Yeah.
saying in a way, there were many other career opportunities or jobs you could have pursued, but this offered both career training and compensation. Is that
Correct.
what? Wow,
Yep.
that's wonderful. Well, why don't you describe just what was your experience like as you took on this opportunity, and first met with Trent, and what did it look like from your perspective?
From my perspective, it was it was something I've never done before, obviously. And it was Trent's very good at being personable and relating, so it's very easy for me to feel comfortable and try and gain understanding of what I was asked to do and what he expects of me and what Lexmark expects of me as a company. So it was pretty good.
And let me just ask you, I mean, how did you balance the, work-based learning component of it with the actual responsibility of being on a work site? I mean, how much of a challenge was that for you?
The first few months were not that bad because I was not 18 and old enough to go into the process and actually get my hands dirty and do the hard work. So I kind of got eased into it. I did a lot of training and a lot of, I guess, putting stuff together before I actually got into the more maintenance side of the world. So I had a little bit of a slide in that made it doable for me. If I was just thrown right in, I don't think I could have survived, or it would have been a lot more difficult for me.
And then there's the last question there for you, Chris. Just how does this now, this experience with CareerWise and getting this position with Lexmark, how does that make you? What does that make you think about now your future career journey?
As I said earlier, I think I'm one of the most qualified 19-year-olds there is. So with that, I could go to pretty much any company and say I've got more experience than anyone else my age. I'm working on a degree, or hopefully soon I'll have my degree, to where I have more qualifications. I'll have some money in the bank, and I will be a better candidate than pretty much anyone else out there in my field.
Yeah. Well, I again congratulate you, Chris. I mean, it's just the fact that you take the initiative to participate in the CareerWise program, and then congratulations on getting through the program and being qualified enough for Trent and for Don to welcome you onto the Lexmark team, which is, I know, a high standards, high performance organization. So I'll just say this, I am so thankful to the team at Lexmark. And so I thank Don, I thank you, Trent, and you, Chris, for sharing your CareerWise experience with us. And I want to just turn it now back to Corine. As I mentioned, Boulder Together, our program of the Boulder Chamber, is designed to help businesses retain and attract workforce. And we're doing it through a couple of ways: housing, transportation, but in particular, workforce development, which is the arm that Corine leads. And I just wonder, Corine, what do you see going forward, in particular in the CareerWise program area?
Well, thanks, John. I think, well, first off, thank you. And congratulations, Chris, also for graduating high school. I know that you're a Silver Creek grad there in the St. Vrain Valley School District. So right here local. I think what we highlighted today was that this is a learn while you earn model for high schoolers, and that, it really is an opportunity in advanced manufacturing. In financial services, they have pathways for tellers and project management, and for junior coders, and for a lot of different. They have over 36 pathways for students to go through, and they're developing more every day to help businesses train the youth with the skills they need to fill the positions they have available. So if you're interested in youth apprenticeships or adult apprenticeships, please call the Boulder Chamber and myself, Sam on my team. We're there, and we work directly with CareerWise, helping to recruit businesses and also help to really help you access some of these solutions we have available. So again, manufacturing, IT, business operations, financial services, accounting firms. I really think there's a lot of opportunities for growth in this program, and having both school districts available, as well as a lot of businesses already going through this model, we have a lot of experience and resources to provide you. So please reach out to us. Let us help you access this type of model and see what Lexmark saw. And they're gonna bring another apprentice on because they had some success with Chris, and they see the value in the program and the opportunity for this to be a solution, not the only one, but a solution to some of their workforce development issues.
I love it. All right, Corine. Well, you yourself are amazing in how you've developed this relationship and partnership with CareerWise, as well as our other workforce development elements under Boulder Together. So I thank you for introducing this topic to us today, and then also for the Lexmark team for providing just a perfect example of the benefits of CareerWise and how it can help bring talent into an organization and develop some of our youth who are thinking about what is their future. Well, the great opportunities are in your company. So get in touch with Corine if you're interested about CareerWise. And then I'm going to close today with just a reminder, we have our Women Who Light the Community event. It's coming up on September 30. Great chance to honor women business leaders in our community. And I'll tell you, it is heartwarming always. So register online September 30th. That's that event. If you're interested in develop your business, well, do it through a leads program. And we have two of them, two new ones, the Business Growth Network and our Home Professional Leads group. So make sure to sign up for those on our website. And then finally, Bike to Work Day, which is on September 22nd. We're not going to just have one, we're going to have two Bike to Work Day food stations for you. Stop by in the morning and then on your way home, grab a snack. So looking forward to celebrating that day. And as I mentioned at the outset, yes, COVID infections are up, and our public health guidance means that now we need to make sure that we are wearing masks when we are indoors under most conditions. That's why we're back online with our chamber chat. So I'm going to remind you, we need to get that virus suppressed so we can get back to business and a strong, vital economy. So when necessary, it's hard to remember how to do this, but wear that mask. And we'll see you next time on Chamber Chat.